All right, hey, before we get rolling here, we do want to talk about the presenting sponsor of this show, and you guys already know that that's Miller Lite, because whatever you're looking forward to this season, there's one thing that pairs well with every great moment, and that's an ice-cold Miller Lite. It's just 96 calories a can. Miller Lite is the only light beer you'll want to celebrate with all season long. We will be in Columbia, Missouri this weekend, and we are hoping to celebrate with the Mizzou Tigers after they beat LSU with some Miller Lights.
Missouri.
Miller
Light.
Tell them, Dave.
Missouri.
It's Miller time all season long, so from kickoff till the clock runs out, you can't go wrong with Miller Lite in your hand. It's the only light beer with a taste worthy of our national obsession, because what's the point of having a beer if it doesn't taste like beer? So make sure you're stocked and ready to go this weekend. Loaded college football. Obviously, the Bears play tonight. So go get your Miller Lite. You could make it Miller time all season long. You can get your Miller Lite delivered right to your door when you visit MillerLite.com/redline, or you could find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Just make sure you celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Go grab some Miller Lite. And on that note, all right, bang, bang, welcome to the Mid Show. Full crew today. It's myself, White Sox Dave, Chief, Danny, and we have Nick sitting in.
What's up, guys?
Chair.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you, Nick.
That was not like me. I don't.
Yeah, that was it.
You threw me off.
How are we doing, guys?
So there we
Drew
go.
Barrymore talk show.
I had like this. So Nick, I teased it on Tuesday. Nick is the fourth guy who will be joining us. Fifth guy, Danny. Sixth guy with our producer, Lance.
I keep getting bumped down.
Yeah, six. Well, just six guys.
Six total guys.
We're
no
not numbering
particular
anybody,
order.
but if
Yes.
we were going to number them.
I gotta be above fucking Conrad, dude. Dude has a voice
sitting
like
in front of him
Microsoft
right
Sam.
now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long road
The
trip,
dude's
isn't
never
it?
inflected in his life.
I had a grandiose thing of like, it's going to be like wrestling. We're going to name like the fourth member of the tag team. I came out on the yak, which is fine.
Proud of you, man.
Yeah, so here we are. We're excited that you're joining us.
I'm super pumped. I kind of invited myself. Like, you brought it up. You're like, I'm going to Mizzou this weekend. And I kind of put my hands together. I was like, that sounds pretty fun.
Well, you were pitching a Cleveland trip, I believe.
I wanted to do a road trip. Yeah.
Yes.
And then you were like, we're doing one. Here we are.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We got some room in the trunk.
Yep. Thank you.
All the boys together.
So your first road trip with us, it is five and change hours or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you any concerns going in? Any prediction? Anything you got for us?
For
I get
sleepover,
pretty
too.
car sick.
Oh, really?
That's good.
Yeah. Who's on the aux?
Oh God.
Guess.
So
You did that
here's
on purpose?
Chief, explain
No,
to Nick how it works a little bit.
Yeah, Chief can go.
So, well, I forget where everyone's stance was. So Dave basically wants to run the aux at all times.
That's I do.
If it were up to you, you would be in charge of the aux.
Yes.
the entire
or
time.
you,
Or me?
yeah,
Well, I'm
not
driving.
because Ed doesn't listen to music.
It's not true.
He
Nick,
does-
that's not
Do
true.
you have a
Spotify
Spotify or Apple Music account?
I do
he likes,
subscribe,
he
yes.
does doo-wop.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're a doo-wop guy.
I have a doo-wop playlist.
There's a
yes.
lot of weird music tastes in this office.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to Chef Donnie?
No, what is
He only
like?
listens to like war tunes,
What does that mean?
like marching tunes.
Oh,
Like-
really?
Yeah, like old timey
Little Drummer Boy war
That's
tunes?
a Christmas song.
No, do you know how they used to? Do you know how they used to fight wars?
That's the name of a Christmas song.
It's the name of a Christmas song, but you said war songs, and
You
I'm
said,
thinking,
like Little Drummer Boy.
I said like a little drummer boy. A little drummer boy used to guide the infantry with the beat of their drums.
Right.
In
Yeah,
like
that's
you're
the kind of stuff he
thinking like
listens
the
to.
Battle Hymn of the Republic.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
pa-rumpa pum pum.
I'm not talking about
Me and my
Parumpa
drum.
Pum Pum, and that is the worst Christmas song, by the way.
No, I think it's the fucking
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
No, that one makes me laugh and
Yeah,
laugh.
that one's funny.
What's
That'd be hilarious.
the John Lennon one?
Imagine.
Oh.
So this is
Imagine.
Christmas.
Yeah, to Imagine is
Yeah,
my least
that's-
favorite
yeah.
Christmas song.
Yeah.
The war is over.
Right.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, the war's over, I think.
That's a great one.
That's the worst one.
You wanted the war to go on
I
forever.
recently discovered that Donnie Does and I have very similar tastes in music, and I would not have expected that.
Wow.
I thought he was like a rap fan.
He because I drive him to work a lot of mornings because it's on the way, and we drive by Kingston Mines every day, and that's like old school Southern blues rock. And he's like, we have to go here. That's my favorite style of music. And I was like, whoa, which is my favorite style of music.
Wow.
Yeah. And would not have pegged him.
We'll all just let's play a game on the way. We all submit songs to one playlist, and we have to guess whose song it is.
I like that. I like that.
That's great.
Yeah.
So basically, how it works typically is White Sox Dave. He has a hard and fast rule. Who's ever in the front seat, he controls the music unequivocally, no questions asked.
I think that is just the rule of road trips in general. That's not my
but
rule.
he doesn't think the driver should have any say either. When I think
The driver needs his eyes on the road. The
10 and 2, right?
guy in the passenger seat is in charge of music and
Navigation.
directions.
Yeah, I
Yes.
agree with that, but the driver has final say on volume.
Oh yeah, that's absolute. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This
And-
is going to be fine.
White Sox, he'll typically sit in the front seat, and so you could control the music right. And he usually takes an edible.
Yeah.
Yes, to avoid any.
That's not only
Stretch
me though.
of
Responsibility.
So does the other. So do Dan. So do Tom. And so
I
so
kind of
does,
feel like as you move
Lance.
your way back in the SUV, you have less and less responsibility. If you're riding shotgun, I don't know if you should be taking edibles.
Well, that's the other thing. Ed. Okay, so if you were driving to and from work daily,
Okay.
would you use a navigation system to get home?
To my own home.
Yes, to your own home.
Don't think I would. No.
Ed takes it home every single
Well, your
day.
car drives itself.
Yes, I sleep. I take a nap,
Yeah.
and it wakes me up.
No,
if
I'm
I
not
get
talking
to
about
work.
his
Do you
car
not?
taking him home.
So, like,
he uses Waze to get home, like the app Waze.
to avoid traffic or because
to
you don't know
avoid
where
accidents.
you live?
Yes, I know where I live. To avoid accidents and to avoid traffic. Yes,
That's fine.
yes.
That's fine.
He's like baffled by that, but it is a thing. Today, it took me a different route.
How many
He
alternate
is
routes
like
are there for
a
you to
ton.
get home? Okay.
A ton.
Okay.
Yeah,
He
there's a
is
good.
like a slave to it, though.
Yeah.
Like, Eddie, if it's like if the computer says
Ed?
to do it, he has to.
Ed is the biggest backseat driver of all time.
No, that's not true.
That is
true.
Not
it's
true.
very.
Are we
it's-
filming in the car on the way up? Because
Oh,
I think
yeah,
we
typically.
should.
Yeah,
We had
we-
to
yeah,
drive through
yeah.
a tornado last time.
Yeah, we-
That,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
actually kind of scary.
To say I'm the
Lance-
biggest backseat driver of all time is crazy. You're the worst driver of all time, and
That
that's what's a fact.
not true.
That's-
We had
he
one
only
10
killed us
minute
3 times, and that was it. All in
Danny,
a 10-minute span.
Am I a
Yes.
bigger backseat driver, or is Dave a worse driver in the world?
Dave's the worst driver.
He's the worst driver in the world.
Dan's driven with me less than 5 times. I would
Dave,
say.
like your
many
mirror's
times?
dangling one day, the next day you got a random nick on the side.
Neither one of those were his fault.
Right.
you were the one who showed me the mirror, Danny.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
right.
Irrelevant.
and you yelled at the guy.
yeah.
So, like,
But
how,
Dave, if we're driving with you and you like cut someone off and you're like, yeah, fuck them. Like you
When have I
can't
ever
be
said
like, I'm
that?
a great driver.
I think
when have I ever said that?
your root issue for most things in life, I think it's the same thing. Is that you don't? It's nothing's ever been your fault. Mm-hmm. And I think that every single flaw circles back to that.
So he's talking about my mirror getting ripped off my
Okay,
car like
well,
6
let's
months.
use other examples.
He's the one who he came into the office. He's like, Dave, someone just hit your car. I was parked in the back. How is that my fault?
No, that's not
Were
your
you
fault.
saying
Okay,
that one
then
just
why are you
drove
using that
around
as an
with no
example?
mirror
Okay,
and that
what
was
about the
problem?
other examples?
The other example, there's a dent in the side of my car.
How many
yes.
times have you guys been in the car with Dave and he's like cut someone off and you'd be like, fuck him? Chief, how many?
On a serious level, not when I'm trying to do it to make people
But
laugh.
if you do it, you do it.
You do it to try to make people
You're
laugh.
still cutting someone off regardless
Dave's
of if
favorite
it's...
move is to go up to a 4-way stop where he clearly does not have the right of way, and then dart through the intersection, and then look at the guy who inevitably goes like palms up, and Dave's like, "Ha."
But that's a victimless crime. It's always like done in a safe manner in like a small subdivision crosswalk, not in like intersections or driving. These guys, Ed, you'll see it, and I bet you he makes a point to not do it now that I brought
Right.
it up. He's constantly barking at the driver.
Oh,
he was
listen,
doing it to him the
listen,
entire way to
listen,
Nashville.
listen, time out. I'm not saying that I'm not a backseat driver at all, but to say the biggest of all time is a stretch.
No,
B-
you have little panic attacks. If
Yes,
we don't
that's
do
what it is. He
We
has little
if we
panic
don't do
attacks.
exactly
No,
what
tell us.
That's what I'm getting at.
All right,
About-
That's
guys,
what I'm getting at.
I'm not coming.
I don't blame you.
Tell us. I listen, Nick.
What do you mean? What's wrong?
This wasn't a good enough
Oh,
sell?
you guys
So
fucking
he-
hate each other.
He got
Shut up, Dave.
He got barked at by
Shut up, Dave.
the little old lady starter at the
Dave?
golf course on Monday, and he fucking freaked out.
No,
And
I did
Chief-
not freak out.
So anytime anything does go to if we miss
No,
an exit or something,
Listen.
he'll start freaking out.
Listen. if you're going somewhere and you are in bumper to bumper traffic, I'm like, hey, just follow the GPS, follow the GPS, follow the GPS. You can't go wrong. They weren't following the GPS. I'm like, I don't.
We
feel
were
good
never
about
in
this,
bumper
guys.
to bumper
And
traffic.
did it end up
at any
working
point
out or
of that
no?
trip.
No,
On the
it
way to
worked out
Nashville,
great.
we were not. You're wrong.
On 65, when you were we on bumper to bumper traffic?
We were not.
But we
in any
were
way?
at one point, and I said follow ways.
I
don't remember
the
that.
point in question was telling us to exit before like the main
Like
bridge.
Louisville.
And you didn't want to take the side road.
I could
I
see
have
around
5.5
corners.
hours of this.
Yes, you do.
Well, 72 hours.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to stop once we get there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's like a direct route to Missouri, Columbia, if I'm not mistaken.
I looked it up. It doesn't seem to be. There's different twists and turns
Yes.
along the way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot, Nick. We
I'm
got
excited
a lot
for it
going
though,
on.
and a
Yeah.
lot of people. I said it on the yak that I was going. I didn't know I was like a surprise guest.
Oh, it's okay.
So I've gotten a lot of recommendations we can
Good.
check out. A lot of things we can
He's
do.
writing for the trip. Did you know that?
I prep for everything.
Says 6 hours and 11
Yeah.
minutes from
Oh,
Chicago
fuck
right
me.
now.
God damn it.
Which makes it 7 because we'll probably stop in Honky Tonk a
We're
little bit. Or
yeah.
We're going
Cracker
to stop at
Barrel.
Portillo's.
Or Portillo's.
Yeah, that's
we need
true.
our road trip food.
That's true.
We
Also, you are very on edge because you think Nick is going to make a mockery of you.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
I'm not very on edge.
Well, you were on
You-
edge today.
You
No,
did not
I-
speak for the first 3 minutes of a show. For
I
the
was
first
watching
time
The
ever.
Lobster
Priorities.
The
Yeah.
movie The Lobster.
Okay.
beforehand. Yeah,
You
I
don't,
got a
movie.
few minutes left.
you
And
don't
he's trying to
You
spoil it
stopped the
for me
movie.
every
You
which
stopped
way.
the movie with like 3 minutes
I
left.
fell asleep with like 40 minutes left, and I started again today before the show and caught up as much as possible because he's trying to fucking spoil it.
I'm
for
not
me.
trying to
He
spoil
keeps
it.
talking about it, and I'm like, shut up. Don't mention The Lobster again. I have 30 minutes left. I fell asleep last night, and he won't fucking shut up. He's texting group chats.
Well,
and stuff.
how does it end?
Don't fucking
Well,
say it. Do
you
not do
remember?
it. This would be
No, I've never seen it. So it's
Oh.
Colin Farrell he's going to change himself to be a lobster because they live the longest,
100
right?
years. Yeah.
That was, yeah.
But does he end up doing it at the end?
Don't talk about it.
Just wink at me. Does
See,
he end
now
up
he's
doing it
fucking-
or does he chicken out?
The movie takes a turn.
Whoa.
Where
Earmuffs, Dave.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Do it. Go ahead. Do it.
the movie takes a turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know
Very
what?
interesting.
I'm actually going in hopeful. I think things have been really well between this room. Especially, a lot of people are here
For a
now.
long
We
time.
kind of were like, all right, we got to hunker down, at least stay together,
Yeah.
And it's been good,
down the hatches.
Yeah, I don't think I think you saw did you see the video last week that Dave tweeted at me of him singing Styx?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Can we pull that up?
Yeah, I saw that.
It was at.
It was amazing. It made me really happy.
Yeah, that is good.
It really did. Truly,
I knew it would.
Yeah. So things like
There's
that.
true
yeah.
happiness in that video.
You can't
was.
pull it up. You can't. It's gonna get a DMCA violation.
Is it?
Yeah.
No volume, though.
Yeah. Yeah. No volume.
I don't think Nick knows this, but I've bought I bought a house and a car that's like adult things to buy. I treated myself for the first time to everything. I got a nice ass home theater system.
Nice.
So you can't see it or hear
No,
it.
look, the quality is great.
How this was a YouTube video on my TV, but the sound in the video doesn't do how loud it was justice. It was rattling the entire apartment. And I'm sure my neighbors
Hated that.
loathe me.
Hated that.
Yeah.
Nice ass system though. That's a good. That's a fun purchase.
It's the only cool thing I've ever bought in my
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
Makes you want to pregame a White Sox game with them there.
I want to.
Have you haven't been to one yet, right?
No.
Have you been? You've been to Wrigley.
Yeah.
You would like Sox games.
I
I think
know
you
I
would be
would.
like Tom. Tom has said he likes Sox games.
More.
Well, when they were fun to go to more.
He doesn't think Nicky Smokes would be more of a Sox fan than a Cubs fan, though.
Nicky Smokes is so Miami. It's tough to
That's-
picture him as something else.
That's why, like, Southside's like blue collar, like Jersey Jerry strikes me as a Sox fan. Miami club going, that doesn't strike me as Sox fan. He is kind of a,
But he doesn't
scumbag.
also. Yeah, he doesn't have a filter.
right, which is Sox fan.
He's
I don't
gotten
know.
in fights at stadiums.
I mean, his 9/11 Tavern Wing review was very much White Sox Davey. Did you see this?
yeah, when he walked outside and he
Yeah,
did
he
it.
was like, "I'm not fucking filming in the bar. If you fucking film in the bar, you're a loser." I was like, that was
It's a weird place to draw the line.
yeah,
And he had already filmed in bars before that.
handful of times, yeah.
So it was very confusing.
I'm
It
all in
sounds
on that,
like
dude.
all the eyeballs were on Nikki Smokes this weekend.
What? Oh,
Like,
from Miami.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
the football game.
I
I saw the clip of him without the audio, but I didn't watch any of the other stuff.
Have you been to Buffalo?
yeah.
Yeah. Is it the real deal?
I've never been for a game.
Well, okay.
I've been to see the Nutcracker.
How was it?
Yeah,
The play?
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
The ballet. Yeah,
I
Christmas.
was talking about how
That's right.
I was getting chastised for this last week. I said I want to go to I want to go to Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
I've never been to a play before. Wicked and what's the other big one? Hamilton.
When did you get
that's gay.
chastised for that?
I mean, I know it's gay, but it's like these guys were
How
ripping
did
on
you-
me,
how
calling me
did
a
you
play
get-
guy and stuff.
What?
You guys were making fun of me for it.
I saw Wicked.
I've seen. I haven't seen Book of Mormon, but I've seen the other two.
No, what you were making fun of me because I said I thought I remembered hearing Hamilton was funny.
no, is
yeah.
it? I don't think so.
I don't think it's.
I
Funny.
think
Just
there's
King
funny
George.
elements.
King George
Right?
is a little funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's funny.
I've never
elements.
seen a play. I've never seen a Broadway play.
Really?
No.
But you're into Lin-Manuel Miranda.
What?
You said that before.
Heavens no.
Really?
Yeah.
I could have swore you said you'd like to see him go from the stage to the silver screen and then the big screen.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
Oh my god, I did say that.
Yes, you did.
There's probably a clip of me saying
There,
that.
I think there
Damn,
is.
I've changed.
Yes, you
Should I know
have.
who this is?
He's only the star
of
in
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Writer, director, lead actor.
Okay.
Originally,
Yes.
like if you watch it on Disney Plus, which you can do
I have seen bits and
with your,
pieces
you
of
should
it on.
put it on your stereo.
Yeah,
Oh
maybe I
yeah,
will.
rock out to some Hamilton.
Should. Well, we'll see. I don't
Please
think
no
he's
show tunes on the drive.
No,
No.
unless Dave watches Hamilton between now and then.
Yeah.
He's gonna want to play it.
Oh,
he
show
has 40
tunes.
minutes
What about
left.
Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat? We should have to listen to that once every
That's fine.
half hour.
That's fine as a
Mix it
reset. I'm fine with Grease as well.
Oh,
Okay,
I
good.
mean, that's
Good.
just part of the rotation.
That's,
okay.
Yeah, that's one of my go-to karaoke songs. I'll grab a random girl from and I'll make her do a duet
Always
with
do.
me to summer nights.
Get up here.
So I did find out there's a karaoke bar in Colombia, and there's this 40-year-old Taiwanese man named Johnny Hurricane that's been singing since 2007 every night there.
No.
And so I think we got to go find Johnny Hurricane.
We have to
Okay.
find Johnny Hurricane.
Yeah. And maybe you duet with him
I would love to do it with Johnny Hurricane.
You know what, White
To
Sox,
Greece?
Dave?
to Greece.
Summer loving happens so fast.
Thank you. There was a rumor that you were telling people we were staying till Monday.
Yeah, he said
Yeah,
that
why did
yesterday.
you-
I wasn't lying. I
Yeah.
was incorrect.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I
where
thought
did
we
you
were-
get that information though?
I thought that's what I heard.
Maybe we stay till
Wait.
Monday if Johnny Hurricane's
If
rocking
Johnny
the house down.
if he does 2 nights in a row,
Yeah.
boys, I have to go onto the
Yeah,
app.
yeah, yeah. Of
Yep.
course. Thank
But
you for
I'm
coming
excited.
on.
I'm excited for this weekend.
Yeah,
Yes.
it should be a good time.
It's going to be an
Yes.
excellent time. I can't wait to recap it.
Yeah, it'll be good. Thank you, Nick.
I can't wait until I fucking slip on a banana peel and it becomes a shtick for Ed and Ryan for the next 18 years.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Wait, you think we're gonna
What was that?
we're gonna plant a banana for you?
I watch for bananas every time I take a step now, just because I think you're always up to something.
He is always up to something.
Who's up?
is.
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
constantly up to something. You were up to something on Tuesday's episode when I got a fucking mango tossed at me.
You like mangoes?
I do like mangoes,
And you
and I chopped the rest of that other one up for a smoothie this morning. It was excellent.
it wasn't too hard. Did it
For a
ripen?
smoothie, it's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I was. Did we talk about mango mouth? Ever? Someone tweeted at me that like, look out, you're gonna get mango mouth.
What's mango mouth?
Apparently, there is a thing with mangoes where your body tries to fight it off because it thinks that it's a bad toxin or whatever, and you'll get like rashes and shit. Look it up; it's kind of
I
interesting.
swear to fucking God.
This
'Cause
happened to you?
I've never bought mangoes until recently, like this summer recently. And every time I eat one, I feel like I'm slightly allergic to it.
All right, so here's what
That's
it
why.
says.
I said this to him and he's like laughing at me a couple weeks ago.
no, mango mouth.
I have no mango experience. I
You
might
were-
just,
I
I
was
might
like-
have been laughing at your misfortune.
No, you were laughing because I said I think I might be like a little allergic.
Oh, that brought up like, but I was laughing because you're just like, I'm allergic to it, but I eat it anyways.
But it's not like a crippling allergy.
Right.
It's like scratchy, slightly scratchy
A
throat for a
mango
little bit.
allergy can cause mouth itching, hives,
Yes.
vomiting, or breathing issues
Not-
shortly after exposure. A person may also experience a delayed reaction, such as a rash around the mouth or eye swelling.
It's
much of those do you have?
very mild.
ever-
It's like my arms are scratchy and my mouth is scratchy for a few minutes, and then it's fine.
You ever puked?
No, nothing bad.
You ever
bad
have
at
an
all.
allergic reaction where your throat is starting to close?
I am very allergic to bee stings. Happened to me when I worked at a car wash in high school, and then in elementary school I had to go home. I was swelling up like fucking crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Should you carry a pen?
My knee had like a football in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Have you, Eddie?
Yeah, I'm
I used
allergic
to have.
to.
I should probably, but I don't carry one now.
I'm allergic to amoxicillin.
That's a
The
bad one.
antibiotic?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like the Cillins. I think I'm allergic to penicillin as well.
Yeah, me too.
So
Eddie.
don't get
Are
any.
ya? Yeah.
Don't get the clap.
Yeah, thankfully I haven't. Basically,
The clap,
about this guy?
The clap for you is like herpes.
How about this guy? Talking
Incurable
like,
if you can't
thankfully
be
I haven't.
taking
As in, he's
penicillin.
like just mowing down after night. It's like, yeah, thankfully I haven't. Like it's a surprise you haven't.
well, I mean,
Guy fucks.
just grateful.
I'm just
Ed Fox?
saying. I just said thankfully I haven't. I can't take the fucking pill that I need to cure myself.
Isn't
That's
that
all
what
he said.
You didn't say I'm
surprised.
surprised that I don't have it. He said thankful. Okay,
Yeah, I
go
said
on.
thankfully. I don't even know where I was going. This guy shot out of a cannon today. How many coffees did you have, dude?
I had a lot of coffee this morning.
I know you did. I know you. Like,
Shit ton of coffee.
You're a deaf Jack Russell today, dude. You're just going. You're just going. You're not thinking. You're going. It's all right. It's all right. I love. We're all. Listen, everything's happy at this point. Things are good.
Yeah.
Where was I going? Moxicillin.
Moxicillin,
I took it as a
penicillin.
kid. Yeah, I was getting hives and I felt my throat starting to. Scary.
I woke up one day and I had some kind of ailment where like I could not swallow, had very difficult time breathing. Went to the clinic down the street because I was like couldn't talk. I had to like text my mom, and the guy like looked around and he said if I had waited like another 3 hours to come in, I would have needed emergency surgery. So instead they just like gave me like this like super high dose of steroid to try to make the swelling go down a little bit. But he's like, you have like it was some kind of virus thing. But that was like the last time I went to like a real doctor was when I was recovering from that 2024 or when I was 24 rather.
I was gonna say this happened a year
In the
ago
future.
from now.
When I was
It happened
when I
to
was-
me on it was Christmas Eve.
That's talking about being on Christmas Eve.
No, I got strep on Christmas Eve and I woke up at like 3. This is like 2016, maybe 17. Woke up at like 3 a.m. Christmas morning and drove myself to the ER. And I had awful fucking strep throat. It was horrible. It felt like I
Bad.
was swallowing razor blades.
Not good. How many coffees are we talking?
Honestly, I've had 4 cups, but like one giant like Starbucks worth.
You had
Iced
4
coffee.
cups. It's 12:04.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's normal.
Really? You think so?
I think so.
I had like 4 small cups this morning at my house.
Like an actual cup.
Yes, like
Yeah.
the small ones.
Like a
and-
diner cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you got if you have like 2 or 3? Do you drink the 4th just because you like the taste, or you feel like you're not energized enough yet?
I think I drink coffee because I like the warmth in the morning, and it's like I don't feel the effects typically. I don't.
If I could pick a documentary of a day for you in your life, it would probably be the day you OD'd on coffee.
That was weird.
when
Wait,
was
I don't
that?
think I know this.
You ever heard this
I don't
story?
think so.
He's told it several times, but
Yeah,
replay it, Dave, please. Bring
This
me
is
the-
when it was my first job out of college. I was working at this little family-owned athletic complex, and it was me and the family, and that was it. I was the only non-family employee member, and I did all the sales and shit for him. And I would get so fucking bored that I would just slam coffee all day out of pure boredom. And I drank like a pot and a half in, I don't know, 30 minutes, and I thought I was having a stroke. And I told my boss, I'm like, you got to take me to the hospital. I think I'm having a stroke. And she's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. I drank a ton of coffee. And I went down to the track. We had a track in the building, and I just walked laps and like walked it off, but I thought I was having a stroke.
Yeah.
It was very scary.
How much did you have? Say it
Like a
again.
pot and a half.
Yeah.
Just
In a
to
half
like,
hour.
It was like to see how much I could go. And it was like a personal competition with myself.
Just you versus your own heart.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah, that
Dave
sounds
versus
like
cardiac
fun today.
arrest. You
Yeah.
won.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you get that from too much caffeine?
Probably.
I remember in college he definitely had to do it too. We had to sign a thing. Coffee was on the banned substance list as a stimulant.
Really?
So you couldn't drink like more than 4 Red Bulls before a baseball game or football game or anything because it would trigger the drug test. So
Stupid.
yeah, pretty stupid.
Same thing with like sesame seeds. Remember that?
Poppy
That was
seeds.
for heroin.
Poppy seeds. Yeah, you're
Opium,
Yeah,
right?
Opium, yeah.
Why? Because it shows up as.
So it's
Opium.
yeah.
So you could get
Opium's derived from the poppy.
I would just do opium and say.
Where do I know that from?
World War One,
No,
Afghanistan,
no.
The Godfather,
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Ah, good, Dave.
Elaine can't travel because she has an opium addiction because she's eating too many poppy seed bagels.
Good
Fun
episode.
stuff, right? You want me to give you that plot?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she can't travel with Peterman, and she has Jerry's mom piss into a jar, and then she can't travel anyways because she tests positive for osteoporosis.
Good.
Because it was Jerry's mom's piss.
All right, I guess we could start talking about this piece of shit team that plays tonight. Sure, that's okay with you.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm used to it.
All right, hot rumor off the presses is that if the Bears lose tonight, Eberflus is fired tomorrow.
Do you buy it? Has it ever happened in the history of the Chicago Bears?
I don't buy it at all.
Not
don't?
at all.
No, not at all.
It's a new man in charge, Kevin Warren.
Yeah, okay,
I
listen,
mean,
listen.
it's Virginia's call, isn't it?
I would put it
George?
from going from like a usual typical 0% chance where the Bears fire coaches in season, just because of the Allen Williams snafu and we don't know what happened.
Yep.
I don't know the level of fuckery in that. Like if they're that upset with that compared, coupled with the losing and a new man in charge, Kevin Warren and the fuckery of Allen Williams, I'll put it at 4%. Just because of that, when it would have been a 0.
Yeah, I
Fair
think
foul on that.
I think your logic of just because it's never happened before means it can't happen this time. I think this is a different can of worms. I think if you lose 15 in a row, you have the biggest blown lead at home in the history of the franchise. Bears been around for like 105 years now. 103 years, something
They
like
had
that.
the 100th anniversary
Yeah,
a
not
couple
that
years
long
ago.
ago. Yeah. So if it's this bad, plus the Allen Williams, plus you have the dismissal basically of Claypool, every single headline that comes out is negative. It's a fucking dumpster fire. I could see Kevin Warren being like, this is enough. This was never my guy. And then it's like you also get a head start on finding the next coach, because then you can start talking to agents, like you can have a real thorough process of evaluating candidates and talking to people that last 6 months as opposed to maybe 6 weeks at the end of the season, which I think that's valuable too. And what do you, if you're 0-5, the fuck are you even playing for?
You're not,
like it's over. So you might as well say, hey, like we're taking this to the scrap heap and we're on to fucking next year, and we're just going to evaluate the roster the rest of the way, and everybody, evaluate polls, or evaluate everybody, but the changes have to start now. And I think that is plausible, considering how bad the
So
beginning.
put a
I'll put
percentage
it
on
at
it for you.
a quarter.
So 25%.
That's the number I was going to use too. I think it's a lot higher than 4.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
you get a degree to disagree.
Totally.
I also think going against it is you don't have a person in that building to replace
That's
them.
what that was
And
what I
that's
was gonna
huge.
say.
Typically, you could promote your DC or your OC. We don't have a DC.
They don't have a DC, and they could very well fire Getsy too as part of this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so that's why I don't see a ready replacement. I tweeted as a joke that they should just go Jeff Saturday mode and hire Olin Kreutz, which would be great.
I would love
But,
that.
Yeah, but
It'd be kind of hilarious.
It would be hilarious.
We'd have something to talk about at least.
Yeah, I know.
On a
And
week-to-week
obviously, I
basis.
think that there's been a well documented.
Carolina got this week.
Yeah, there it is. He just tweeted back at me. This is inspiration, man. A gif of Stone Cold and Vince McMahon.
I said this before the show too. I'll say it here. If they do decide to fire everybody, I think Lovie Smith is worth a phone call.
He's available.
He is available. He's a guy that would instantly get respect. He could have some sort of culture. He has relationships. I'm sure there's some bad blood, but that's been like 15 years now. And could you just be like, hey, can you come back for what?
10.
He doesn't strike me as a bad blood guy.
I don't know, dude.
Can you just be like, hey man, like Well, 12
Tuffy.
12 game checks. Like, just come on back and just keep the hands at 10-2 of this thing for a while.
Yeah, just
And
like don't.
are bad for firing you last time.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
He did get us a number one pick last year.
A lot of people are saying that. I don't know because, like I said, there probably is bad blood. He got fired after a 10-win season.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
that's
who did he
why
get fired by?
he got fired by Angelo.
Who's
Yeah.
been fired
Angelo.
and replaced, and then
exactly.
that guy got fired too.
Sure. I get your point, but and also like, I do wonder his bad blood meter because he has gotten fucked a lot. Tampa fucked him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he finally found an OC in Dirk Cutter, and as soon as Dirk Cutter became hot, they fired Lovey, promoted him. Then obviously, I don't think the Texans really gave him a fair shot either.
They were that was a losing.
Did Illinois give him a fair shot?
He's not a college coach. I don't
I
think.
kinda think
he
they
got
did.
a fair shot.
I kind of think they did.
Yeah, I would agree. He was there for what, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, I just don't think that it worked out.
He's not a college guy. I don't think.
Sure. Obviously, like, we're not going to say a bad word about Lovey because he's been the best coach of our lifetime. You know,
It probably goes Hallis, Ditka, Lovey in terms of coaches ever. No one else is even in the discussion. Those are the only three good coaches.
Duran, Wani.
Monty was
I
terrible.
wouldn't hate calling Wani. I wouldn't hate calling Wani.
Dude.
Come on,
Call him up.
Wani is so funny to me. Wani's great. Obviously, he was in here, and he's an awesome, electric media personality. But it's funny looking back at like how bad his Bears tenure was, and if you would have told someone back then after he got fired, oh, he's going to be like a liked personality on Chicago radio, people have been like, get fucked, like that guy.
My dad fucking
that
hated
was-
him. I remember
yeah.
that I was
Oh,
a little
yeah.
too young to really develop hatred for my teams yet.
He was the Bears
dad
coach
fucking hated
from 93 to 98. That's a long tenure. 6 years. That was longer than I would have guessed.
That was much longer than I would have guessed.
But he
well, I had to
7-9, 9-7, 9-7, 7-9, 4-12, 4-12. So he was going the wrong direction a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So I don't know.
All winning seasons in Miami.
They had to leave him there for a little bit. They had to make sure that the people knew that Ditka's firing was just, you know.
Yeah.
So they were really hoping
Yeah, that's
Lonnie
true.
worked out.
Yeah.
They were really hoping.
I
Lonnie
mean, he
worked
was
out.
probably the number one guy available at that time too, as a defensive coordinator, I think, from Dallas before that when they were winning all the Super Bowl. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting Friday, Black Friday.
Carolina's going to lose. They got Detroit. Okay, sorry.
Chief, you were right. It looks like Lovie Smith has the third most wins in Bears history.
Nah.
I was just saying from like a glory, but yeah, then the numbers back it up too.
Yeah.
Lonnie's number 4.
Luke John Sos.
Sharon 5.
That's probably
And here's the thing too, dude. I don't know.
what. Like look at those names at the bottom. John
Yeah.
Fox, Mark Trestman.
Trestman, like, I still think
Matt Eberflus.
I still think Trestman 2014 was worse.
Than this?
Oh yeah.
I think we have to wait to see what the Allen Williams story really is before we can make a judgment. 'Cause
Yeah.
that takes it to a different level.
Was Olin playing with Trestman still, or is he in?
No.
He was gone.
He was gone.
That's what killed. That's what killed me.
The Trestman years?
It broke me.
Yeah.
I used to lose sleep over the Bears, like I do with White Sox and Northwestern football. Trestman killed that from me, and I can see that happening to a bunch of fans with this current regime. So maybe there are a lot more parallels than we give, but those were so bad. I remember because I was reverse commuting then. I was driving from the Chicago to the west suburbs, so I listened to a shit ton of Spiegel and Manley at the time, and I loved Pat Manley's perspective on the radio. I thought he was fantastic, and I just couldn't stomach taking in any stories about that team or the Chicago Bears anymore. Like, it crushed me as a fan. I'm like, no, it wasn't a conscious choice even. It just crushed me. And I feel like that's happening with this current regime right now to a lot of people. They're just apathetic now. And it's the worst spot to be as a fan.
I mean, it's hard. I mean, you look at the last decade of football, and there's been It's been one good year.
Yeah,
It's been one good year,
2018. Yeah.
That
It
was
wasn't
it.
even a good year.
They won the division, won 12-4,
gives a
11-5,
fuck?
12-4.
12-4.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's a good year.
That's a good
I-
year.
That's a good year.
And
that
then losing
defense
in the
was-
first round, yeah, it was fine. It was
Yeah, it ended poorly, but like that was
Sure, if you want to say it sucks that's our expectations.
No,
and
that's what I'm
sure,
saying.
If you want to
Yes,
say that,
yes. It's sad that that's our expectation.
But yeah, given our
Like the Patriots don't think that's a good year.
no, given our history, that
Yeah,
was
I mean,
I don't
well,
know.
maybe now, but
but-
like the Chiefs don't think that's a good year. Like that's
well, they have
unacceptable
different
to them.
expectations, but
Yes.
it's like, and it's not exactly apples to apples, but like Theo used to have that when he came to the Cubs. He's like, we want to win 90 to 95 games every year, and he's like, you know, the playoffs. There's a degree of randomness with the playoffs, and like
in
if you're,
football, not nearly as much.
you
In
don't
baseball,
think so?
sure, yeah.
I think it's I would think it's more random in football because it's one game.
No way. How often do you see the Chiefs losing to a wild card team? Like you get a hot like the Kansas City Royals, the St. Louis Cardinals.
What was the Giants in 07 went 8-8 won the Super Bowl? The Cardinals when they went to the Super Bowl and lost to Pittsburgh, they went 8-8 and went on to run the Super Bowl. Like it happens.
It's I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying that in baseball, I mean, all you got you get one or two hot pitchers.
Yeah, right. You get, but like you have to instead of winning 3 games, you have to win 11. So that to me, like there is like more randomness in theory because you only have to do it. You have to do it fewer times to go on a run. Where baseball, you have to win 11.
But
games.
I'm saying the
hockey, you have to win 16.
Better
NBA.
team. If there's a dominant team, like in baseball, I guess you. No, I see your point.
Yeah.
My point is that it sickens me that the expectations are 1-12-4 season within a divisional round exit
No, well, it's
are like, oh, that's a good season. That's sad.
well.
Yeah,
I
but
would
Even though
say-
I know it is a good season, but it fucking sucks that it is.
right. But I think that what made that run so much worse is that was year one.
I know.
Right.
That's
So
right.
I remember going into 2019 being
Yep.
like, look, we have this sick ass defense. If Mitch can just be a little bit better, not like no, I think
beater, yeah.
everybody knew he was never going to be like a stud after that first year, but it's like, can he be like the 12th best quarterback? Like serviceable, use his legs, like just move, like give the defense a break and score, have 2-3 scoring drives a game. That probably would have been enough. And then it's like, you're good enough. Like the part that sucked is that it all fell apart so fast. But if that was year one of a build and then you were consistently good with that group for a 4 or 5 year stretch, like we probably look at 2018 a little bit differently.
Yeah, I mean, Dave, 12 wins. Besides that, we went 8-8 3 times.
Yeah.
So that's 4 more wins compared to our next best season is pretty substantial.
I don't know why this is, but in my brain, 12 wins, like 11 wins, like you're a good team. 12 wins in a football season, I'm like, oh, that's a very, very, like that's like one of the better teams. Like there's a big gap between 11 and 12. Like you win 12 games, you're a fucking good team.
Solid, yeah, solid. So yeah, I don't know. There's what is there to dissect, man? Like we're gonna go out there tonight and
Talk about.
I don't even know how much you could hope for the best. The only like silver lining I have is maybe we're not as bad as the Giants because they've been stinking it up hard on prime time.
Well, I get. Well, the only other thing is we said, do we think it's going to happen or not if they lose? Ed, do you want it to happen? Do you want them to fire everybody if they go 0-5?
I don't know if I do.
Yeah.
I don't know if I do. I don't think. I mean, listen. All that matters right now is Justin Fields, by and large.
Totally.
Like other things, obviously, like DJ Moore. There's still good pieces. Darnell. I'm not dismissing the whole roster, but like the main focal point is Justin Fields.
Right.
And I don't know if restarting him with a new, like if Getsy goes to starting him with a new coordinator is good. And it might sound crazy because Getsy hasn't been great.
Yeah.
But I don't think starting him with a new one is a better option. Agree or disagree?
Probably not midstream like this.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But I really,
Unfortunately.
but it's one of those things where it's like,
I don't think
we faulted the culture that Nagy created so much, and it was like, let's just dismiss Fields' first year. We'll bring in Eberflus and bring in Getsy, and he's backslid with his development seemingly aside from the Broncos game. So then it becomes like, well, is this staff also so bad that we can't really get a read on Justin Fields, and would it be better to bring in, I don't know, probably not, but it's like it's been so bad to start the year that I think you can make an argument where it's like, well, almost anything's better than this, and let's just get somebody in here who will, you can probably use largely the same scheme. You're not going to put in all new terminology at this point. It's almost like whoever comes in is calling plays, which maybe it would even just be the quarterback coach, like who knows, but like you just simplify it and just make it as easy as possible and go from there. But I think I have convinced myself that there is such an advantage to finding the next coach when you're starting with that process earlier, that it might be a good idea, because we know Eberflus.
Yeah, but that process can be done even with the same coach. Like you could start going. Like you could start the search. You could even, like, I'm sure he'd write it out too.
Yeah.
Like, hey, coach, like it didn't work out, but we're gonna let you finish the season. I'm sure he would do it.
I think
maybe not, but
no. I mean, he's not going to turn that down. And Eberflus, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he would. I don't think he's. I don't know. It's like to be a dead man walking. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like as soon as you start talking to agents and stuff, then that gets out. So. So then it's like, how much control of the locker room does he have? But does he have more than an interim? Like, is a substitute teacher better than a teacher is getting fired? Like, I don't know the answer to that, but I don't know. I wouldn't hate the idea. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't be like, this is a joke. I would be like, this is well earned. You have 3 wins. You've lost 15 in a row. Your defense coordinator went missing. Everything's a shit show. Claypool can't show up on time.
I'm confused about what's going on with him. There's like so many reports, so many backtracking. I don't even know what's going on with Claypool. All I know is I don't care, and I don't want him on the team anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that after week 1, I said I was like very, very close on 3 guys to getting the fuck off my team, and it was Allen Williams, Chase Claypool, and Eddie Jackson. And Eddie Jackson's been hurt, so he can't even be like 2 or 3 of those guys. If you would have told me 2 or 3 of those guys would have been gone in a couple weeks, it's pretty wild.
Yeah. No, it's probably faster than what you would have guessed.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But the Claypool thing, like, that's the other thing that, like, just, I guess it's just a personal preference about Eberflus. Like, he doesn't ever seem to know what's going on. Or he's lying about it. Where they had the whole mix up about, was Claypool told to stay home? No, he wasn't. Yes, he was. Like, so the PR team has to come out and clarify the head coach's statements about a player. Like, do you not know, or are you lying? It always feels like he's searching for answers, and it's just like, I want a guy who, like, when there was the shitstorm with Allen Williams, I liked the way that Poles got up there and was direct. Like, he was direct about every question, every rumor, everything, and I was like, all right, like, I feel a little bit better about this organization led by him. When Eberflus gets up there and speaks, I'm like, oh fuck, like, this is a mess. He doesn't inspire any confidence. So I don't know. I think if they lose, I think I'm ready to just pull the ripcord, be done.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, we will be having a podcast directly after the game tonight. There's talk of maybe going live. I don't know. Just follow us on social, and we'll let you guys know. But we will have some type of show.
And subscribe to Barstool Chicago YouTube, please, while you're at it.
Yes, please. We're like 1,400 away.
Trying to get to 100K.
Exactly. If you watch on YouTube, please, that would be very helpful for us.
Just click subscribe.
Yeah.
That's it. It doesn't give you junk mail. It doesn't give you nothing.
Nothing. It just shows up in your favorites.
And it helps us.
Yeah,
yes.
and it helps us a lot. So please do that. I'll tell you what, on a flip side, I really like Sam Hartman.
Why is that?
There's something about him. And I like
he's hot as fuck. Great
sure,
hair.
He is
beard.
hot. He is hot. But there's something about him just watching from QB1 and kind of knowing like what kind of person he was as a kid, and like seeing him progress through all this. Like, sure, the numbers weren't great, and like they almost lost that football game.
Yeah.
But there is also something to a guy who just gets it done when he needs to get it done.
So
and he does that. Besides, obviously, Ohio State, even though he got them to where they needed to be, the defense was the one that.
Yeah, well, I mean, they only scored 14 points.
Yeah,
or whatever that
for
game,
sure,
but,
for sure,
yeah.
for sure. But like, I don't know, just everything like that. Waiting on Riley Leonard to get out of the blue medical tent after the game. There's just something about this guy where it makes me want Notre Dame to be around at the end and have a chance. Like I want them to beat USC.
He's your type of guy.
Yeah,
he's my type of guy too.
Yeah.
I hate that. I fucking like that.
Yeah.
No,
I know he doesn't have any tool set to be a good NFL quarterback, but I think he'll like find a niche in the NFL. I feel like
I think he can be a guy who, like, he doesn't have an NFL starting arm.
No,
but
he
like
doesn't.
the other thing
There's
that
other guys that have been starters in the NFL that don't have NFL starting arms though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. And like he makes the reads, he makes the plays, and like that conversion. What was it?
He's not
It was
even talking about that though. He has this like aura about
Yeah,
him
no, I
that's
agree.
like he's magnetic and he has TWTW.
Yeah,
I honestly like
Dude,
it
I haven't heard
radiates off of-
TWTW in a long
But
time.
it's
I
true
love
about him.
TW.
Is
There's
it
a
not?
reason why. Yeah.
Isn't it a little true?
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
picking up that when it's like
He's just a gamer.
he
He's
picks
a
up that
gamer.
was it 4th and 16 on that
Yeah,
drive,
dude.
Yeah.
and just
With
goes
his
head
legs.
first,
Yeah.
and and is like I don't think it's a coincidence that the guy that he has the most rapport with is the tight end Mitchell Evans, who has a little bit more experience. Merriweather is like really in his first year. Flores is a rookie or a freshman. Who's the other? Gaithraid or whatever he's the other wide receiver. He's got a couple touchdowns on the year. He's a true freshman. Like they have a very young team in terms of playmakers, and I don't think the offensive line has been that good. So I think he's done what he's been asked to do, and they did cover that game. So it was Notre Dame minus 5.5.
I didn't bet it, but that would have been a bad fucking beat.
Yeah.
A bad fucking
Well,
beat.
they had the 30-yard touchdown run by
Yeah.
Estime when they were just trying to like set up the field goal to win it. And so, yeah, it's going to be I'm starting to think that even though that game's at home, I don't think that they can score enough points to keep up with the SC. Like,
Yeah, it'd be
that's
tough.
Yeah, so
But that's like it's a Sam Hartman legacy game.
yeah,
It is.
But it would have to look a lot like the Ohio State game, I think.
Yeah.
Where they run the ball, they shorten the game, but they have to do better than they did against Ohio. They were on Ohio State's half the field a lot that game. They had a couple missed field goals, they had the missed fourth down, bad and short yardage. So like they have to, hopefully be tougher than SC. Colorado putting up a ton of points on their defense made me feel a little bit better. But I guess a lot of that was garbage time. But we're 2 weeks out from that one. I have a hard time envisioning them winning that game.
Yeah. No, I get
It's
it.
hard for me to say.
I
but
get it, but I'm just saying, like, I picked up it's a quality win. Duke's
Duke's a good team.
Duke's
Oh,
good.
Duke's very good. Duke's a
Yep.
very good team.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And that guy, their head coach, Mike Elko, he was one of the defense coordinators under Brian Kelly, and he went with Jimbo to Texas A&M and then jumped to there. He's gonna get a big job somewhere.
Totally.
Oh,
Yeah, he's on his way. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
East Lansing.
I think he'll get a bigger job than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's gonna open up though?
So you could put in that category for the Big Ten teams. It feels like Herb Ferentz, his days are kind of numbered.
That's not a bigger job than I wouldn't go there.
I'm what?
Are you saying for Alco?
I'm trying to come up with a premise here. Like what are like the bigger
Big
jobs?
jobs that are going to open.
And part of the equation is looking around corners with the realignment and everything, being like where does Duke and the ACC as a whole stack up?
Not
Yeah.
very good. I would say so. You got Michigan State, Michigan. Would they be opening? Maybe.
I think Michigan could open if Harbaugh goes back to the NFL, like the Chicago Bears, for example.
Yeah.
That Michigan, I think.
What about Minnesota? Fleck might be on the hot seat a little bit.
I have always, and this is not my thought, but it was like a Brian Kelly jumping in my brain. I remember him giving an interview right at the start of his tenure at Notre Dame, that Minnesota was always his dream job because it was like decent in-state population,
it's very good high school football.
good high school
Yeah.
football. Like they have like Notre Dame would always get like a bunch of guys from there. And if you're at Illinois, you're competing with Missouri, Northwestern, Notre Dame. If you're in Minnesota, it's kind of like the same thing with LSU, but at a smaller level. LSU doesn't have to recruit against other Power 5 teams in state. It's just them.
Oh yeah, it's
And Minnesota would have that same
for the most part.
advantage,
Yeah, definitely.
So I think Minnesota. They could be a sleeping giant kind of program. They built a new stadium. They have and by giant I mean a team that could be like what Wisconsin has been.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like I'm trying to think like what the landscape looks like.
Yeah, obviously, like I said, Michigan State's very open.
Yeah. But would you want that job? I feel like that's
kind of that athletic department's in a little bit of heat,
big time. But also like if Michigan State, I think they got spoiled so much by that D'Antonio era because that was at a time when Michigan was down. Ohio State went through some rough times. Penn State was not what they are now. Like at best, in that side of the Big Ten, they're the fourth best team throughout history. I don't know if I'm signing up for that job to be like the little brother school.
Mm-hmm.
How hot is Pittman's seat?
I'm sorry?
How hot is Pittman's seat?
Pittman?
From Arkansas.
Oh.
I obviously saw that video.
Yeah.
Of that guy talking shit. I mean, I don't know. SEC's like...
Is Missouri... I mean, they're rolling
they're
right
rolling.
now. I know they're rolling. I'm just
yeah.
saying, like in the hierarchy.
Yeah, they got their guy a couple years ago.
All things being equal, let's say the Missouri job was open and the Michigan State job was open. Which one would you rather take?
I think it's kind of a coin flip. Because Mizzou historically, they're going to be like
Yeah, but they're in the SEC East.
Yeah, that's true. So they only got to deal with who's on that side.
Georgia.
It's only Georgia, right?
Georgia, Tennessee
Kentucky.
Comes up.
SEC's weird this year too. You can't take that.
bad year,
You can't take that traditional
It's been
Yeah.
right.
thing.
Um,
I don't know. It's like Elko is going to get a big job. I just don't know like what the big jobs are right now.
Yeah, he can wait because he's got a job for life right now at Duke.
Yeah.
Nice little keep the seat warm, make his few $1,000,000 a year.
Yeah,
Guess he's making probably 4-ish.
yeah. Maybe he'll go to Northwestern, Dave.
I would love to. They should swing for the fence on something like that.
Maybe.
They have Big Ten money. They have a brand new stadium, brand new athletic complex, and
What's the
money
deal with the
fucking
stadium?
speaks.
Weren't they supposed to break
It's
ground on that?
Breaking ground. I heard it was off after the Fit stuff, and now it's officially breaking ground in 2025.
Okay.
So one more year with the high school stadium.
Elko
in
kind of
Evanston.
fits like what they were with Fitz.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that team that just lost to Notre Dame this weekend was to a carbon copy T of that 2020 Northwestern
definitely.
team.
But yeah, I don't know. That's my last note. Is I'd like to see Notre Dame in the mix at the end because of Sam Hartman.
I like Sam Hartman more than I think I've liked any Notre Dame.
If they do, like, they have Clemson on the road, which will be a night game, and I mean Clemson's not what they were, but that's not going to be an easy game.
No, not at all.
But if they beat SC, they should probably be favored in every game the rest of the way. So they could be 11-1 and an 11-1 Notre Dame team in a year where the SEC is kind of the way it's shaping up now. It'd be hard to see SEC getting two teams.
Yeah.
So they could be there.
Yeah. Well, moving over to baseball, obviously both team seasons have come to an end. A tough run for the Cubs and the White Sox.
The White Sox intended to compete this year and just won 61 games and won 61-101. Which would have been the worst record during the rebuild.
Whoa, I didn't see that.
I think I haven't looked, but I'm pretty sure the worst record they had was 62-100.
101 losses. I'm happy they got 100 losses.
Oh,
They deserve to. That team deserved to lose 100 times.
Ryan knows them, but there's a guy in the White Sox world on Twitter that I really appreciate. I know he's probably listening. Aloha, Mr. Hand. He calls it like he sees it. You've met Pete, right?
Yeah, great guy.
One of my favorite guys
He's great.
that I've met throughout the years. But man, he said it perfectly. He's like, today and Pete's in his mid 50, 55, whatever he is. A little older than us. He's like, this is the most miserable season of my life. And tonight the White Sox are going for their 101st loss, and I hope to God they lose that 101st game, and I hope tomorrow they lose 102. And I could not stomach watching them after it was the last like the death rattle was the firing of Hahn and Kenny.
Yeah.
And then immediately hearing that they were just going to promote Getz.
Yeah, you were hopeful for about 12 hours.
For about 12 hours when I heard that wasn't the case, but yeah, I was so it was part boycott and part just disinterested because of how bad the product is. But it's like we will be interviewing Getz over the next month to 6 weeks, I would say, and I can't wait to ask him, like, yo, man, how do you plan on fixing this? Because even though we are just the dumb fans on the internet that don't technically know what's going on behind the scenes and who does what and like who controls what and money here and owner there, we are not so dumb to not realize or not know for a just complete fact that this organization is completely fucking broken head to toe. It doesn't take some baseball, like some insanely bright, intelligent baseball mind to see that. It just takes an average baseball fan to look at that and be like, that organization fucking sucks. And it is going to take years to fix it. So what do you plan on doing? How are you going to do this? So what are you going to do? Because I would love to hear like, oh, we got a lot of nice pieces. No, you fucking don't. You just lost 101 games. You do not have a lot of nice pieces. Great, Colson Montgomery's in the fucking Arizona Fall League. Do not care because he hasn't done shit above AA yet. Talk to me when you have an influx of those guys, like you said you were going to. Not you personally. Now I'm getting frustrated again, Ed.
The best part of waking up.
Folgers in your cup.
Dave's had a lot of cups. I feel you, Dave.
Yeah, so this was the third worst year in history for the White Sox. 1970, they lost 106. 1932, they lost 102. And then this year.
Those seasons don't even count.
Just saying.
If it didn't happen in my lifetime, it doesn't count.
What will people remember about this Cubs season, in your opinion?
I think it's the collapse.
I
think it's the collapse. I mean,
I think it's very specific.
The Seiya.
It's Seiya.
Seiya.
It's like
it's not going to get Bartman treated,
You
but people are going to talk about that a long time.
It's the Seiya, like the Seiya moment.
It's so crazy because the opposite end of the spectrum was the Tauchman catch in St. Louis, like right before the deadline. Like he makes that catch, he saves that game. It's like a walk-off home run robbing catch, and was like, all right, we're going in. They become buyers of the deadline. They hold on to Bellinger. They hold on to Stroman. It was like, all right, let's fucking go for this. They're a year. This is better than they had ever expected. But like that moment on the high end was so fucking high, and that run that they had, it's like a 6-week tear that they were on.
Oh yeah, they were the fucking hottest team in baseball.
And then it was like, and people would be like, like they played some fucking shitty team. Well, then they took 2 out of 3 from the Braves, and they were neck and neck with the Reds, and they stomped on their throat. And it was like, this is like a fucking good team.
Yeah.
And then it was like, it was over. It was like the calendar clicked to September. It was done. It was over. It was like the worst. And like they had, it felt like it was right there for him. I think at one point, like Fangraphs had him at like a 70% chance.
Oh no, it was
higher.
92%. It was 92%. I looked this up. It's 92%, 92.3% at the start of September.
Yeah.
And then before they got eliminated, they had a 4% chance on the day they did get eliminated.
It's crazy. It went from being a season where your expectations were tempered because it was kind of a weird roster, and
and it was a building year.
Yeah, it was a building year, but
it was a ragtag group. And I remember early in the year, I'm like watching them play. I'm like, that team is bad.
Yeah, but they
nice
were
players, bad. But they
were
That's
fun.
why I don't get why Cubs fans fucking hate, or not. I mean, I shouldn't speak for all Cubs fans. I'm saying I've seen a lot of Cubs fans calling for Ross's head and saying a lot. Expect him to get fired this winter.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to.
He's not. Jet said he's our guy.
Yeah.
Okay, which, considering the lack of talent on this team, because there's not a lot of talent on that team, they have a good core that they're working with.
Yeah.
Dansby Swanson, completely very solid up the middle player. There's not a lot of meat on the bones, though.
They have a lot of guys. They don't have any dudes.
That's a good way to put it. I mean,
you.
Saya books yet to be written. Hurt. We'll see.
But
He was super fucking hot the last few weeks. Bellinger, obviously, he might be gone.
He might be gone.
Third base is a black hole.
I'm so fascinated about what they're going to do with Bellinger.
First base,
because that'll obviously
catcher.
That'll
no rotation.
Because I think they're going to let them pay him if they want. Like I think Ricketts is going to let
open
Jet,
up the checkbook.
I think he'll let Jet open up.
What
the
do you
checkbook.
make of the Pete Alonso rumors?
Where did those come from, by the way? Because I saw those this morning for the first time.
Yeah.
Too. I'm like, where
Bruce
are they?
Levine, I know he said something about it.
Yeah, I don't know what the origin was, but it's been out there.
He said that they're going to make a big push at him.
And supposedly they were in on him at the deadline, but they couldn't get something done, and they went for Candelario instead. So I don't know. Yeah, like third base.
That's bad in that lineup is.
Yeah,
and you bring I mean,
then you're right.
Don't do that, Ed.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that.
What do you? How many?
Pete Alonso's a dude.
Yeah, he had 50 this year.
He's a dude.
He had 50.
I wouldn't call him dude.
You don't think he's a dude?
But
I mean,
like
pull
Dave's,
up
I think
pull
he
up
only
all
got
your hefty stats. Pull up your handy.
No,
dandy stats.
dude's reserved for the best of the best.
Sure, okay.
Alonso's a great power hitter. You'd love to have him in the middle of your lineup.
he had 46 this year.
Yeah, what he hit 200 with like a 300 on base.
217 with 318. Yeah. Which is down. Which is down.
Wait, yeah,
for
what's his career on base?
Career on base is
I don't care about his average.
342.
Okay, yeah. Dude, I don't know. There's like 8 dudes in baseball.
Fair. We're
but if he and those guys are like impossible to get.
Yeah.
So you add this guy, put him at for then like I don't know how you if you get him.
How did PCA hit in his little cup of coffee?
Not great.
No.
If you get him, like what do you do with Bellinger and what do you do with PCA?
I saw a few of PCA that
I don't know. Is it Bellinger or Alonso?
That's what I
that
asked
what
it
you're
on
thinking?
Twitter last night, and then all I got was a bunch of Mets fans being like, "This rumor's not true."
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what they say. What's funny is I just pulled it up and I tweeted on April 1st after 2 games. I wonder how many people have already pulled the plug on Bellinger if there are only 8 at bats.
He started 0 for 8.
Yeah, he was
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
0 for 8. Yeah, I think he was 0 for 8
Yeah.
actually. And people were just hammering
But
him.
like that,
Hammering him.
if they can find Pete Alonso can't play third under any circumstance, right?
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
But
Dave?
that's
I'm sorry. I was reading the tweet replies.
Oh,
I'm one of these guys too. I still don't know that.
You're still not there,
I
huh?
still think there's smoke and mirrors with him. Yes.
but like if you can bring back
I
Bellinger,
forgot Hosmer was on this team. That's
Yeah.
wild.
yeah.
who was the other guy? The Baltimore guy,
Trey Mancini.
Trey Mancini. Yeah. But they tried Mervis for a little bit at first too, and that just he didn't really look the part. But I don't know. I feel like they got to figure out the pitching staff too. The pitching staff's gonna be a problem.
That's what I was getting at earlier. The pitching staff. You got Justin Steele.
Stud.
Is that kind? I would absolutely guess that Stroman's back.
What do you think he'll pick up his own?
Yeah.
Pick up the option. Probably should.
He probably should at this
Prove
point.
that he's healthy for a year.
I mean, he was throwing flat 90 his last start.
He was so awesome.
Oh yeah,
Until
he was
like
one of the
June-
best 2
June
or 3 pitchers in
30th.
baseball.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah.
His last start against the Braves. I'm gonna get shit on for saying this. I'm pretty sure that I would have barreled a few balls. He was throwing a flat 90 right down the middle.
Next White Sox Dave's challenge. Winter ball.
We just need to find someone who can hum it 90 down the middle.
No, let's get him. Be like,
Stroman fucking hates Barstool's guts.
I know, but like,
I don't even care. And this isn't why
That was the joke.
I don't care that Stroman does or doesn't, whatever. He's just a cunt.
yeah, I
He's
agree.
a cunt beside the fact that he doesn't like us.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a cunt.
But yeah, they got to figure that out because that feels like that's the thing that's furthest away. Wicks did look very good.
Yeah.
So, but now he'd have to have a full year.
Who do we have on the free agent market is the question. MLB free agents.
You're in a good mood
pitchers.
today, huh?
All that coffee
He's chipper.
With the fellas.
and baseball's over.
2023.
Let us know, Dave.
I don't know, but my point is
Show.
I love that core. It's a lovable core with Horner, Swanson, Bellinger, Happ. Happ had kind of a down year too. So if he bounces back, I like Seiya, even though he can be very frustrating. Who do they got, Dave?
Show. I have a theory that not a theory, it's a prediction this winter. I have a feeling that we here come like March that people will be using the word collusion with regards to Shohei Ohtani.
Why?
I have a feeling that the owners are gonna see he can't really say this now because he's getting Tommy John, but
Right.
if he weren't, I have a feeling that they would have saw that $500-600 million price tag on him and just colluded to like bat it back down to
Their group text would be like, hey, nobody give him that.
like nobody fucking go near that number. Yeah.
Give it a 450.
But now who knows with
Yeah.
he's not gonna be pitching all next year. Mm-hmm. But
how much is he worth as just a bat?
he's almost 30, I believe.
That is the crazy thing about free agency for baseball. I feel like the guys are always like
They're old, yeah. Hitting free agency in your 20s is like it's huge.
Monster. They should change that.
He's 29 in 2 months, so he'll be 30 next year. I would guess
Should 100% be changed. Do you agree? He's.
I would say 8 years.
I can train off the tracks.
I'm trying to do the math in my head because you got to compare it to past I would say 10 for 45 as a hitter. I think that he would beat Judge on an AAV and beat Trout on a total value. So something like that, 45 a year for.
How much will Bellinger get, you think?
He is 27, 28.
28.
I would say 6 for like 188 or something like that. That I could be a million years off there, but he just had an incredible year on the heels of 2 pathetically bad seasons. So it's weird with him.
That is like he is a hard guy to figure out because
he's
he was
super hard to
rookie
figure
of the
out.
year.
But he is so flexible too.
Yeah,
and he
plays
stays on
like
the field.
Gold Glove at two positions. Yeah,
he could play anywhere on the field. Well,
could you play
he's
him
lefty.
at third? No.
He's lefty.
Yeah.
Any outfield position in first base, and you're getting
outstanding
defense.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Teams do take that into account, and he plays 150 games a year. I feel like, right?
A lot to shake out.
He got hurt a little bit this year.
That is true. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny, anything from the Bulls Top Golf trip?
I said it on Twitter. I'll say it again. Shy Sports Update, Dan Greenberg. Those are the updates I live for. You never know what you're gonna get.
He's updating you on the updates,
right? He'll tell you when, say got in a dispute with his neighbor, and then the next minute it's like, Zach LaVine's requesting a trade. You never know what you're gonna get from him. We met him in Nashville, actually. I was starstruck. Asked for a picture and everything.
Did we really?
Yeah. He was at the Blackhawks party.
Yeah.
Did I meet him?
I don't think he did.
No.
No?
It was way...
I would have remembered that.
Oh, you left early. We met him afterwards.
Yeah,
right?
it was after we met Bedard.
Yeah.
I was more
Honky tonk
starstruck
hard.
by him than Bedard.
That was stunning.
He's a legend.
Yeah. He's the best there is.
I mean,
you
how do
think
you have these notifications? Like who's his source? Bulls are in Nashville at Topgolf.
He's got eyes everywhere.
The best was last year. He was like, the Bulls just went on American Eagle at Six Flags.
He's got to have
But I
like
think he
all.
sees
He's
it
got to
somewhere
follow
else.
all of their like Instagrams.
Yeah,
So
and-
like somebody posts Topgolf on their story.
He'll have like there'll be like a fan podcast that like
I got a very
Kobe White will go on and he'll just like that. He's got like Google alerts for every single Chicago athlete.
What were you gonna say, Tom?
Do you remember the story about like how I met him? I was meeting you, Chief, late to the party, to that Blackhawks post draft party.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, just go to the door. You gotta like say your name, ask for a wristband. So like I show up to the door and like it's just empty because it's late. But there's one guy at like a folding table, and he's like, oh yeah, all right. Like he didn't even have to look at the list when I said I was with Barstool, and I was and he was like, oh yeah, Barstool Chicago. Yeah, you got the rest of the guys are in there. Love those guys. Do you guys know like Dan Greenberg? And I'm like, oh yeah, follow him on Twitter. He's the best. He's like, yeah, that's me. And I was like, oh, awesome.
He is him.
Yeah.
He is him.
He is him.
He's got fast thumbs.
He does. He has
Fast
the fastest
thumbs and eyes everywhere.
He does.
He would be great at figuring out like if you were doing DVR, he'd be great at hitting it exactly where you need.
Yeah, he would. He would
know?
be good at that.
Or stopping the gas on time.
I always fuck up. Right on the zeros. Yeah.
$40 even.
Yeah.
I'll say it now. We got to get Greenberg on this show. If you're a Chicago sports fan who also actively uses Twitter, I think it's drop everything and listen.
I would agree with that.
Anything?
His Bellinger run from 2020 to 2022, it like makes no sense.
Now, I want to say this. Allegedly, big sign stealing guy. I heard, I don't know if it's true, during all the Astros and when everybody in baseball was fucking doing it.
But
So he had to learn how to hit again. Now he learned how to hit again.
maybe.
And he's
maybe.
back.
Yeah.
If that's true. If that allegedly is
When
true.
was that? When did that happen?
2019?
Garbage cans? Yeah, it was right
18,
before the
19.
COVID
Yeah.
season because everyone's
Okay.
like, those fucking assholes are not
lucky.
going to deal with the
They don't have to
repercussions.
deal with the
Oh,
fans.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I could have broke that, by the way, remember?
No.
I don't.
I said I knew the Astros were cheating because I had heard from many reputable people that they were cheating.
Oh, wasn't a White Sox guy the first one to like
it was
freak out?
Danny Farquhar,
Yeah.
who had like a brain
okay.
aneurysm in the dugout like a week later. if
I
you
bet
remember that.
Greenberg knew right away.
Yeah.
He probably did.
He probably knew for ages.
Oh, yeah.
But after they
Greenberg
won,
was in those trash cans getting banged. He's like, something's going down. Something's going down.
but I said in
anything,
2018 the Astros sign stealing scandal is going to be the biggest news in baseball, and people found me say that when it actually happened.
Oh, you're like a
But
Nostradamus tweet?
I actually knew it.
Yeah.
I just like never said anything really publicly about it but it turned into it.
You're
You
scared.
can look that up, Tom. Go ahead.
Anything Bedard before we close out?
No, I mean, look, he had a goal, a couple assists last night. Like, he's going to put up points this year. First game is next week. It's 10-10, so I think it's a week from yesterday.
It's also Eddie's birthday.
It is Eddie's birthday. Happy birthday
we
to
don't
Eddie.
need- we don't
Happy
need
birthday. Hey, happy birthday to Eddie.
We don't need that.
We'll revisit his birthday again next week.
Fuck you.
For Bedard's opening game. You want to go? Should we take a little trip? We'll go somewhere to watch the game for your birthday.
I got plans.
Just fucking throw the Bedsy jersey on and fucking let's go.
Let's do it.
Can we take Ed out for
Let's take him out for his birthday. Nice steak
Yeah.
dinner somewhere. Watch the game.
I do want to try El Che. Can we go to El Che?
I want to try Elche too.
All right,
but I
birthday
don't-
boy.
Well,
Birthday
Hey,
boy
you know
dinner.
what, Ed? I'm going to make us a res for your
no,
birthday.
I can't. I got
What plans do you have? It's on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Ryan.
Yeah.
And Ryan.
Yeah, I'll
But
check.
it's not pain. It's
no.
on us.
No. Sorry.
We gotta- come on,
listen,
we
this
got-
is so nice of you guys. But
Yeah.
we'll do a couple shots.
What, you
at
think you're
Mizzou.
going to be sick of us after 3 days in Missouri
Well,
and 12
you know,
hours
I
on
got-
the road? So we'll see you Tuesday for your
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah. Well, I'll see you in office. That's for
Yep.
sure. We'll be here.
All right, Dan,
be
you want to
doing
order
churros.
that cake?
Yeah, already done.
Don't fucking buy a cake, please.
The Bedsy cake.
That's we don't need that.
Yeah. All right. But
Well,
yeah, I think the Chicklets guys asked the question, would you rather have Bedard score 20, but the Hawks make the playoffs, or 40 and miss the playoffs? And it kind of put my brain into a little bit of a pretzel because I am not I love the playoffs. But I think this is the only time I'm ever going to be like, wins don't matter at all. Like, let's just get another top 10 pick.
Wow.
Keep building. Get 40. I'd rather see him
Goes
get
against
40.
everything you stand for.
It's not that I stand for. 'Cause it's more about like,
No, you're like the biggest anti-tank guy I've ever met.
yeah, I don't like tanking. You play to win the game. Herm Edwards, Chief.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why I appreciate the soccer in Europe.
Yeah. Right, because you can't just fucking.
Well, it's just not factual, but
You-
we'll continue on.
I wish.
What's not factual?
If the Hawks weren't fucking losing, we wouldn't have a franchise-changing player this year. And I know it took some lottery luck, but still, we had to lose those games. You almost fucked it up by beating Pittsburgh at the end of the
Yeah.
season. It is.
That actually ended up working in the Hawks' favor, though. 'Cause
I get it.
The numbers would have been different.
Yeah, I know. I get
No,
it.
but I wanted to kill that guy.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking Buddy, what's his face? Buddy Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, look at they
Fucking Louis Domingue.
right, fucking Louis Domingue. But that is they're people were chanting "We want the cup" last night at the end of the game, and I was like, everyone needs to chill the fuck out because this team is realistically not close. Like it's not close.
It's very bad.
It's gonna be
I'm joking.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's gonna be a bad team, and it's like Bedard's great.
Should we predict 55 wins, Dave?
I mean, you're talking to the ultimate swing
The
for
o-
the
the
fence
o-
on prediction guy.
The over under
I
is
know.
71.5 points. 55 wins would be 110. Okay. So I think they're going to have a hard time getting to 71.5.
What'd they have last year?
59.
Really
So,
makes you think.
But I think you're better. Like, it's the same thing with the Fields thing. Like, if you, would you rather him look like shit, but you win 10? or would you rather him look like he's incredible, but you miss the playoffs? And it's like you'd rather just have the guy be incredible.
Yeah, it's 40. 40 is the answer.
Yeah, it's an easy answer.
It's the answer.
It's the answer.
All right. Anything else before we wrap up? We'll see you in Colombia if you're
Ed,
out there.
I got a question for you.
Yeah, Dave.
If you were to be reincarnated into any animal, which would it be? Like after you die, and then you will live your life as that animal.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Lobster.
Would it be a lobster?
Probably a cheetah. I wonder what it's like to go fast.
You have an answer?
Not yet. I got to finish the movie still.
Well, doesn't matter for the answer.
I can't say dog like I would have because they made fun of. They said all the dumb people,
morons
all the
pick
morons
dog.
pick dogs.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to be a dog though? You just get taken care of all day.
True.
Yeah.
Fed, walked.
I like the idea of being an orca because then you got your buddies. You travel all over the place. Every once in a while, you want to fuck up a boat, fuck with some humans.
I don't hate
do
grizzly
that.
either. Just be the baddest motherfucker.
You got to deal with hunters, though.
Yeah, but
Grizzly is that? Oh no, that's polar bear. Actively hunt human, right?
Yeah.
That's polar bear.
But you can hunt
That's too
grizzly.
cold
You
up
can
there.
hunt grizzlies in Alaska.
No, I know that. Yeah.
If you're an orca, nobody's hunting you. You're top of the food chain.
now
You're snacking
now
on
they're not. Wasn't always that way.
Yeah,
Fucking
I'm talking
Tillicum died
now.
for that shit.
I
Tell
don't
'em about
I
Tillicum,
don't,
Danny.
But I don't want.
You ever seen that
I
documentary?
hate large bodies of water.
Yeah,
Give me something badass like a cheetah, or I would love to be
What's
like
more
a fucking
badass than an
bald
orca?
eagle or something.
Oh, bald eagle's a good
That'd be
one.
sweet.
I could picture you flying.
I would love to be a bald eagle.
You gotta-
That's my
you
answer
gotta-
right there.
you gotta puke
In
into
case
your
you didn't
kid's
know,
mouth, though.
Ryan and I both watched The Lobster blind. I might add.
Now
Very,
you blew the plot for me.
very apropos use of the word
we
there.
we didn't. Well,
Of
we
blind.
went into it without having any idea.
Yeah, the guy's
What the
screaming
fuck
at
we were
everyone
getting
for no
into.
spoilers, and I just got spoiled.
How'd you
didn't
get spoiled? Dave has
Obviously,
no idea
someone
how it
turns
ends.
turned into a lobster.
No,
Yeah.
no one turns into a lobster.
I have no idea if that's what it happens. But if you were to read the general plot line of the movie, it would ask you the same question.
Or a title, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get that. What animal do you want to be within like the first 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, then. We'll wrap it up there. See you guys in Colombia. Come on out to the bar. Say what's up. We'll be at the
Tiger
game,
off.
too. Tiger off. Hit us up. Tell us what we need to do in Mizzou as well.
Missouri.
Ed, hold on. Stand up real quick.
No.
Come on, just stand up. I'm not going to do anything bad. Just stand up real quick.
No, I
I
don't want
promise
to.
you.
Do you want me to stand up?
You would not do
It won't be as funny for
do
you.
it. You would not do this if I asked you to do this.
Tell him he's being
no.
coy, Eddie.
You're being coy.
I'm not being coy.
Being coy.
Oh,
gotta play.
you are
Get
being
Bill. Can I
coy.
get Bill in
I'm
here
not
to
being
do it?
coy.
You're being coy.
Can I get Bill in here to do
Yeah,
it?
Bill.
No, Bill can't. It doesn't work. It only works with you.
What's wrong with Bill?
Bill's our security guard.
All right. That's the show.
See, he thinks I'm playing.
But you are being coy.
I'm not being coy.
You want
Coy
to tell me
off.
what you're trying to do?
You know what? This guy would be a koi fish in the afterlife.
Yeah, you're right. He would be a koi fish. He's trying to pants me.
No, I'm
Why
not.
don't you just stand up?
All right.
Come on, have him stand up.
Hey, you know what? You got the whole weekend to get that.
These two are going to tabletop you.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I
Not
don't know.
not so close to his birthday.
Not so close to the Bears helmet.
I don't
Yeah,
want to. I
right.
don't want to ruin our birthday dinner by giving him a concussion or something before we even leave.
That's curtains.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys tonight.
I
for
did
the
make a
post-game show.
reservation. I hit up our friend at Alshay.
No. I'm not going to El Shea.
Why? What's wrong with us?
I'm not going that day. I have other plans.
No,
You don't even
Like,
know
that's
what day I
unreasonable.
booked it.
You probably booked it on my birthday.
No, I didn't. I don't even know what day your birthday is.
It's 10:10. Everyone
okay.
send him a message. on
Oh,
his
shut
birthday.
up.
Hey,
So it's a
actually,
week from
DM
today?
him.
This
DM
is
him.
fucking,
Right on his
all
Facebook wall.
From
Have another coffee, Dave.
DM him and subscribe to the YouTube.
All right. See you
for
guys
his
tonight.
birthday.
Go Bears, I guess.